I love technology. I just keep saying that to myself.
Technology is great.
It's great.
It's awesome.
This is going to be fun. It's going to be great. I got mine. We're like frozen. Get ready. Get ready.
We're right here.
I'm pumped for this. I feel like I like. All right. Here we go. Welcome to Her Best Life Live. If you're joining us for the first time or if you've been following our lives, we are excited to dive into this. We started these live streams as a way to spotlight incredible women who are business leaders and empire builders, and they are building big businesses and even bigger lives. And I am so excited to have AUBREE Lewis joining us today for this powerful conversation straight out of Greenville, South Carolina. How you doing, AUBREE?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. So if you're joining us for the first time or just want to shout out where you are so that AUBREE and I can say hello, we're excited. We're live, I think, both on YouTube and on Facebook. So this is going to be an action-packed conversation. We're going to dive into some of AUBREE's powerhouse moves that are helping her build an incredible business. So
Cool.
I love it.
I mean, you said
I'm
in
gonna-
Greenville, South Carolina. We are
Yes,
in like
you
the
are.
top 5 places to relocate to in the country right now. So,
Oh, we're
I-
going to talk more about that. I'm excited for that. Or just to visit. It actually hit a list. I've got a girls trip coming up this summer, and I saw in the chat Green. I was like, ooh, good timing. I'm talking to AUBREE all about Greenville. So moving there, visiting there, all the things. So AUBREE, I'm excited for this because you've got a phenomenal sales business. You have built a real estate empire. You've got almost 100 families served in 2025 and nearly $1 million in GCI, gross commission income, which is no small feat, puts you in an elite class of agent entrepreneurs in the country. And that was almost 32 million over that in sales volume, which is incredible. So, and that, sometimes we see those numbers and they're being done by like 50 people, but in your world, that's 4 agents, 3 admin support team members. So you guys are small, but with a powerful, powerful impact. So I'm excited for us to dive into what you've been building. And I want you to take us back. Like, tell us your journey into real estate and how you got started, the early days.
Oh my goodness. So I've been in real estate now for 10 years, and I started on a team, but I started on a absolute rock star team. It wasn't just like, oh, somebody's doing, 30, 40 million. This team was doing, doing upwards of $100 million.
Wow.
And so I started my real estate career as a buyer's agent on the Haro Group here in Greenville. And yeah, I didn't know what I didn't know. And I was just like, I need to be really good at this. So when I was like, I had been working retail for straight out of college for like 6 years, was traveling the state. And I was just like, this is kind of for the birds, honestly. And got into real estate, but that different start is what set up my entire career and changed my life. Because when I joined that team, I'd always watched for, you want to be surrounded by people that are really good at what they do. And so joining THG was like, they believed and preached models and systems and accountability and standards. And so I did those things because I had just come out of a 9 to 5 basically, and I didn't know anything different. For the longest time, I didn't even know that I wasn't supposed to come into work on Saturdays.
You're like, wait, this isn't a thing? But then you got into real estate and you're like, oh no, everyone works all week. It's a different
I was
world.
like, oh, we just have to be here all the time. And I don't have any houses under contract, so obviously I need to be in the office. And so that was my job every day, was to come into the office by 8 a.m. and have 20 real estate conversations every day. And we tracked it. It was required to be handed in. And that's what I did. In the first 6 months, I didn't make a single paycheck. It's I look back at it now and I'm like, yep, I remember that. Like we couldn't make our mortgage one month. And I called my nana and I was like, how do we do this? Because you'll figure it out. You run your own business now, figure it out. And we did. So that first year was a lot of getting my feet wet, and I think I closed like 3 or 4 on the team. But my first like calendar year in real estate, I sold 42 houses on the team.
Wow. So like let's dig into that a little bit more, right? So
Yeah.
you start on a team, which I think is a powerful like differentiator. A lot of times people are like this idea that you have to go it alone. But you jumped in and said, "No, I'm going to learn from the best. I'm going to go where they already know how to do this. They already have a model. They're already doing this at a high level. So I'm going to jump in there."
Mhm.
And then for 6 months, you do the hard thing and nothing shows up. Like when
Yeah.
you're at month 6 and you're doing a lot of activity, right? I'm sure you're coming in every day at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
and you're doing the 20 contacts. How did you keep going? Like what pushed you to say like just do the next hard thing again?
I mean, so that kind of stems back to like what my original why was whenever I got into the business. So the day that I got the phone call from the Haro group to like, hey, come in. This is your last interview, and that there's a whole interview process called
Mm-hmm.
provisioning, and I went through it. And this was my very last. Like, I knew that they were going to job offer me, and so my husband's in law enforcement, and the same time I was leaving my retail job to go to this final interview, we had a line of duty death, and my husband was right there. So one of his friends was killed the day that I decided that I was going to quit my job, and the day that I was going to get into real estate. And so the next couple of weeks were a blur. I was also 3 months pregnant at the same time. And
Was this your first baby?
it was my second baby,
Second baby.
actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
don't recommend getting into real estate while you're newly pregnant, by the way. But hey,
And with the
sometimes,
toddler, right?
yeah, and with a toddler, it's fine. And then a husband that was spiraled into a pretty significant PTSD. He doesn't remember the first 2 years of my real estate career. He does not remember our middle child's birth, or like her first 2 years of life, because he was dealing with that. And that was my why. And that was my why for a really, really long time was I did not want my husband to have to feel obligated to put on Kevlar every day whenever I had the opportunity to go and make more money and provide a life for us and do something different.
Mm-hmm.
And so every day that was it. Like my kids came with me. Like my girls have been through more houses than most, and like I relied on people that I never thought I would have relied on to for childcare, because I knew the people that could take like my toddler, my baby coming with me to showings.
Mm-hmm.
I knew the people who couldn't. And that first 2 years was like, that was my time on the Haro group. That was my time to learn real estate. And I just didn't know anything different than to go in and do your job. And my job was 20 contacts a day. It was setting 1 to 2 appointments a week. It was a minimum of 2 to 3 contracts a month. And I knew what my next step was going to be. And the next step from the team was to be able to hire an assistant. And I needed to average 5 to 6 closings a month in order to do that. And ultimately, that's what ended up being my transition off the team. And, blessings in disguise now that it's time, it has passed. But at the time, I had outgrown the team. And so I got to the point of doing an average of 5 to 6 closings a month as a buyer's agent. And the team wasn't ready for me to grow. So what do you do when your management says that you can't grow? You go find somewhere else to do it.
That's right. You go keep growing, right? Like you grow bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think you're saying something that I want people to really hear because I think that that is like when you were really connected to the why.
Very
So
much.
you knew like those 20 contacts were certainly not harder than the commitment that your husband was making, right? Every day. And so it was like, I can go do this thing. And you had simplified it down. Like, I think this idea of like what you simplify, you can multiply. And so the fact that you knew so clearly 20 contacts, 2 appointments, 5 closings, like it was really clear, this is what I need to do. And when I do this, this is the outcome that will show up. And even though it took longer, right? We think that the road in the beginning is going to be shorter. It actually proved really quickly that idea of like you underestimate what you can do in the long term and overestimate in the short term. So it took a little longer, but once it got going, I mean, 40 closings, 42 closings in your first full year in real estate, like that's incredible. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
That's a lot. Well, it's a little, yeah, it's a little wild. So turning point. So now how long has it been since you stepped out and you formed the Aubrey Lewis team?
So we've had the team now for 8 years. And I mean, I kind of make fun of it, but I've only ever done 2 transactions on my own. And everything else has been done with an assistant and a transactions coordinator. Like I was told by one of my mentors, like if he could go back and he would do anything different and start over, it was hire a coach, hire an assistant immediately. And I was like, okay, that's easy enough to do. So I hired a coach and I hired an assistant. Did I think I could afford it? Well, I had 3 months of pay in the bank.
Reserves.
I had 3 months worth of reserves. So let's do it. And that's it. So, and I ultimately, what the transition was, and I know a lot of people go through this transition of when you're on a team and you're trying to make that decision to step off, and is it the right decision? And I ended up at a point where 70% of my business came from the team. And I knew that I was beholden to the team for my paycheck, for my way of life, everything. Like the team had to keep producing business. And I was like, well, I can produce my own business. I'm supposed to. How do I like producing business? So that's where I really started my love affair of video and social media, was actually when I was on the team, because I didn't like cold calling. And I don't know many realtors who do. And so I started doing Facebook Live videos, multiple Facebook Live videos a week. And so I started growing that business. And then I was able to see where I took my business from 70% team leads to 70% Aubrey generated leads. And I really, really loved that part of the business. And that's what kind of gave me the permission of, I'm going to be okay to step off and go grow now, because my world has now outgrown my team. And that's okay that happened. And so, and it forced them to grow as well. But now 8 years later, this thing has morphed into this, crazy large business, and it's only continuing to grow. But that's where it all started.
Yes. I mean, you bet on you, right? Like you bet on yourself, and you got in the driver's seat and you took action. You didn't say like, okay, well, like, where is the place that somebody else needs to solve this problem for me? And so why social media? Like, are you like, some people are like, I don't like video. Did you have a background in video? Are you already like, were you trained as a producer? Like, where are you like, okay, I'm going to try this?
Yeah. So I asked the question, like, how can I talk to more people because I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit lazy. Like I like to, find the easiest way to do it and then do it that way. And it's like, how can I get in front of as many eyeballs as I possibly can? And that's how it started, was eyeballs. And I knew that everybody's addicted to their social media and posting crazy stuff. And so I was like, okay, we're just going to do that. And I know that the algorithms that are a part of social media will put my stuff to the top if I do what no one else is willing to do. And that at the time was Facebook Lives. And you'll still see me do them from time to time now, but that was the core. That's where it started. And then I was like, and I don't have to watch these videos. Like, it's a click to live and it just goes. And if I mess up, I mess up. Who cares? And I'm not going to rewatch it. Like, I hate how I sound. I don't like watching, because you look and you're like, does my chin really look like that?
Yes. And then you're not going to do it again, right? So it's like
Exactly.
if you're over evaluating it, then you're like, I'm
Yeah.
just not going to do it.
So
Yeah.
you just kind of post it and move on. And I just, on to the next one.
Well, and now, right, you have an incredible YouTube channel that talks about Greenville. You've got nearly 5,000 subscribers, 200 videos, like lots of content that you're creating. Not about like I'm this amazing real estate agent, right? You're coming from contribution, you're telling people, you're educating people. Like let's like unpack that because that's really become a system for you around lead generation, and it's allowed you. I mean, you were not lazy, and I think part of what you were doing in the eyeballs is you had two small children, so part of it's like efficiency, right? Like you don't have the hours in a day, you know what you don't like to do. So then this hard thing was easier than the other hard thing of like cold calling because you knew, right? You've got these two like babies at home that you gotta, there's just, you have less time.
Well, and what really like changed that was my daughter, my oldest, at the time, she was like 3 or 4 years old. And she looked at me and she's like, Mommy, turn your face. And that's her toddler way of saying like you're looking at your phone, you're looking at your computer more than you're paying attention to me. And I was like, okay, so I need something that's going to be working in the background that like I can during my designated time, I can do what I need to do and still create this business. And what kind of grew through all of this was I met some pretty amazing people along the way, and we definitely rise on the shoulders of others. And had a friend of mine say, Aubrey, you're doing all of this stuff on Facebook. Just go put it on YouTube. And it took me a good 4 years, 5 years to really take that to heart and start doing it because I'd had the team. We were doing 100 units without social media. Like we were just doing that and that was leading up to COVID. COVID happened, and then I was like, I need a better way to lead generate that isn't because everybody's getting cold calls right now. How can I be different? And that's when I was like, it's time to do this YouTube thing. And if we're going to do it, we're going to do it well. And I think it scares a lot of people because they're like, I don't like video. I'm like, I don't watch 3/4 of my videos. I watch it for quality's sake and I do quality checks. But other than that, I don't like watching myself either, so I don't. I trust other people in my life to do that and do it really well and continue to top grade that talent. So yeah, we started the YouTube channel in 2020, in 2021, I think, or was it 2020? No, it's 2021 when we started the YouTube channel.
So, okay, leverage theme throughout, right? Like as like you said, I've only ever done 2 deals in 10 years solo on my own, right? So I've got an assistant, I've got transaction management. And when you jump into the YouTube world, same thing, right? Quality was important. I mean, go back. I was thinking I would catch you and I'd go back to the first video and be like, Aubrey, I saw this first video that you did post on YouTube. But I was like, dang, even her first video was good. Like it was produced. So you were like, okay, I'm going to jump into it. Now, obviously you'd been doing Facebook Live. So you'd been on camera. You'd already had that experience, but you were like, and even today, right? You have a team of people walk me through that a little bit. Like you're saying, hey, high quality and what I'm going to talk about, right? Like I've got content that isn't just like Aubrey's amazing. She sells 100 houses. It was really content that was geared towards information other people would want.
Right. I think it's okay. So how do you decide the content? That's what a lot of people ask. And if you look on YouTube or any of the videos there and you go and you search Greenville, South Carolina, well, a lot of different stuff is going to pop up. I did a little bit more research before I actually dove head first into it. Who owns YouTube? Google. So if Google is the #1 search engine, you better bet the second search engine is going to be right there. So YouTube is owned by Google, the alphabet company. And I was like, all right, well, that's how I show up on the first page Google without having to pay a whole bunch of ads. So let's start there. And then watching my friends on YouTube, etc. I was like, well, how do I come up with the content? I did rip off and duplicate an awful lot. But at the same time, we all kind of find our avatar. Like who is it that
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, who is it? So I started creating my avatar. I was like, cool, like they probably are a little bit older than me because they have more established career, they've got more money, like they've got time, like why are they moving here? And so then I started going, well, they're gonna Google just like I would. If I was moving to St. Louis or something, I'm gonna go, living in St. Louis, Missouri, or places to live in the St. Louis area. I think this is funny to say, is St. Louis safe? Because it's definitely not in certain areas. But I started doing that and going, oh, well, I just need to ask a question like those people and answer it. And it all stemmed from all of these people that I was working with already were asking this question, well, what's a good side of town? Tell me about the builders. How do the builders compare? What about the school districts? Where are the hospitals? What's a really cool place to live that I can get everywhere within 15 minutes? What's the cheaper side of town? What's the side of town that's maybe too bougie for? Like all the questions that are not politically correct show up. And I was like, okay, I just have to be authentic and tell them a story and show it to them and do that. And that's the birthplace of what content to create. But then it goes into like, okay, well, is it just a 2-minute video? Is it a 3-minute video? Is it an hour-long video? And that's a big question. So I've done a lot of research and digging into that.
So tell us your philosophy on that, like in terms of like short form, long form, just Aubree, interviews, how do you mix it up? Like how much real estate is in there, like the pretty houses versus the area? What's your formula?
Well, I don't think I'm going to make friends whenever I say some of this stuff. So here we go.
We like it. It's authentic. We're having authentic conversations.
So when it comes to the video long form is king or queen, and it is going to trump absolutely everything in the space of gaining rapport. And so because that's what it is you just need people to love, like, and trust you. And if you can get them to love, like, and trust you, and then add the fourth thing of give me a phone call, like you'll have people that just pick up the phone or send you an email or a message on my website and say, hey, Aubree, we've been watching all of your videos. You've answered all of our questions. We know exactly where we want to live. And by the way, we're moving from California and we have $800,000 cash. We're coming into town this weekend to buy a house. Can you help us? Send over any paperwork that you have that you need us to sign, because they're knowledgeable because I talk about it.
That's right, because you talked about it.
Yes. Yeah. That is the primo bottom of the funnel, like right there. It is coming straight to you lead. And like that is my most favorite thing in the entire world.
So like from 2021,
yes.
Like how long was it? 6 months of 20 contacts before you got the first closing. In this world, 2021 you start. Mm-hmm. Like before that kind of lead drops into your inbox, how long?
4 months. Just 4 months. That's it.
4 months.
And
now 4 months of consistency. So like how? Tell us what's the timeline on long form and how consistently are you posting?
Yeah. So I posted one video at the very beginning. I posted 2 videos a week. I dropped them at the same time, and I still drop videos at the same time. Personally, for me, I think through like the lifestyle of it, of when am I going to catch people sitting on their couch watching videos online? yeah, everybody's sitting on their couch with their cup of coffee or tea on Sunday mornings, either before church or they don't go to church or it's just their downtime. That's when they're going to watch me. So we post specifically Sunday mornings and videos. My videos started out only like 5 to 7 minutes long. Um, but over time, what we've learned is if I get my videos 15 to 25 minutes long, people show up and they stay for majority of the video, and it's more value packed, and they are more apt. They just spend a lot of time with you. So I transitioned this, like, okay, we're posting one video every week, one high quality video, sound, lighting video, and we post that on Sundays. Then I decided, you know what? I really miss doing the lives, the live streaming. So then I introduced a Thursday night live show, which anyone who watches this should definitely come and see me on Facebook or on YouTube, because it's called the Greenville Gab, and we talk about everything Greenville, and I answer questions live, which is a lot of fun. And we just create a community there too. It's all about creating community and helping people accomplish their goal, because moving is big and scary and can be very stressful. And how do we make it to where they go, wow, that was so awesome. We helped like we listened to AUBREE and exactly what she said would happen happened. And all, like, that's the best thing in the entire world. But yeah, we started in 2021 posting. I think I posted 2 videos a week for like 6 months just to get the channel up and going, because at the time it was get to 100 videos as fast as you can. And that has changed now in the YouTube algorithms. You don't have to do that. If anything, it's post a really great video, but it all starts way before that. Even you need to know what your title is, and you need to know what your thumbnail is going to look like before you ever do a video. And if you don't know those 2 things, then your video is harder to make. And so I've learned a lot over the years, and being able to go into like looking at average click-through rate and view duration, and how long are they actually staying there, what's our percentages there, etc. And then just being able to, like, the analytics on the backside of YouTube, like, they tell you who your client is. And what I think is great is I'm able to say my client is a 45 to 65-year-old individual who has watched the videos, knows that this is the area that they want to live in. They've got money, meaning for our area, anywhere from $400,000 plus. They are solid people, and they already love, like, and trust us. And that's it. And I just do it over and over and over and over again.
So, I mean, you're really like, I love this, because hopefully people are going to go back and like, right, look at the piece. But if you're starting, because I think what you're saying is you got to do it at a high level, which doesn't mean you have to spend tens of thousands of dollars on equipment, all the stuff. But like, where should they start? Like most people, they've got to, do they have a video guy who's helping them do a reel, or they have somebody like who's helping them with marketing? Like, where should they, if they are like, okay, there's lots of stuff I need to understand about the avatar and the location and what I want to say, but to your point, like how it's actually presented is a really big piece. So if somebody's in their local market and they're like, okay, I love, this is a system I can get behind. I want to add value. I don't just want to be the person who like pulls up in a nice car in a video and like tours a pretty house. Like I want to give substance, because I care about the communities I'm in too. And I want to educate, like, right, because that's the cool part, is that you're educating people well beyond the transaction, because they're going to live somewhere and they want to be a part of that community, and you're giving them access to all the pieces that really make home. So where should somebody start? Like, what do they need in their local area to dive in from like the tactics of the team that they're going to put together?
So I would say if you want to do social media, okay, we're just going to say social media, because really YouTube is a big driver, but all platforms, you need to spread this stuff out. Biggest thing here is like, you can start with your phone. You can just make sure you have a mic. You can go and the DJI, uh, DJI, the Osmo products
Mm-hmm.
are fantastic. Those lapel mics, and then they even have a little Osmo 3 camera that can record vertically and horizontally. We used to. I immediately hired someone to come out and video because I'm not an editor, so why would I edit? Um, but we used to use the big like camera system and carrying around. It was so heavy and it was hard to like get everything. Is that we were constantly fooling with filters and lenses. But what we learned was that the Osmo 3 is a great little camera and we vlog a lot of things. So I would say if you can afford, I would say $500 to $800 worth of stuff, like an Osmo 3 camera and then a microphone of some sort, a lapel mic would be number one. Like you've got those two things, perfect. You can do all of your editing and stuff, CapCut, whatever. And you can, there is editing software out there. You can do this very, very inexpensive. I'm sad that my camera is not recognizing today in our video because I do have a full studio. Now that didn't come along until I'd been doing this for about a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And then I invested and I've got the camera and the lights and the microphone and because this is my thing that I'm going all in on. Um, but then also I think there's another thing I want to touch on that I think a lot of people mess up and they don't realize they're messing it up. So YouTube is long form and they do have shorts. Then you have Instagram and you have short form carousels and static posts. And then you have Facebook and you've got, all the different posts there. The YouTube algorithm though, when you do it, like put your long form video all on one channel and don't put short form video on the YouTube channel. It will kill it. And nobody believes me, and I watch their stats go down over the couple of months. Um, it's something
You're
to
like, use the
watch.
data to
I'm
like,
like,
right?
use
Power of
the
the data.
exactly. Uh, but it's transformed my life. It's transformed my team. My team, we've got 3 agents on the team right now, other than myself, and their lead generation is basically catching leads, catching really good business that they come in and they exactly like this. Hey, we're looking to retire this summer in Greenville, South Carolina. We're narrowing down our areas. We've been watching AUBREE's videos for the last 2 years and we just absolutely love this. Can you please help us? Here's our pre-approval letter, or can you send us your lender? Or, I got a phone call back, when was this? I got a phone call back in August, September of last year. I had somebody who'd watched my videos and they were at a new construction community that I talked about, and they're like, Aubrey, you told us that we're not supposed to go in here without you. You don't know us, but
But we know you.
we know you, and we are here right now to buy a house. Can you meet us today or tomorrow? And I was like, sure, let's go. And because 2/3 of our market is new construction. So people are showing up at builders without a realtor all the time. And I preach it in our videos not to go without a realtor. And so we get a lot of those phone calls of like, hey, we're here right now. Hey, we're ready to do this. And the agents on my team will close. I mean, Christy's first full year last year, she closed 36 units and like made $160,000 GCI and like just doubled the income of a former job. I'm like, we've got 2 more agents. They are well on their way. It's time to grow even more. And now we're starting to branch out into like, okay, let's go grow Instagram and let's really become the digital mayor of Greenville. And
Absolutely.
how do we grow that? And then how do I keep my family as well? how do I keep
That's
all of
right.
my life?
How do you get the time? Well,
Mhm.
so what percentage today or 2025, right,
Uh-huh.
was your business coming from this source? Like, right, you spend about a year, 4 months to get the first lead. You take about a
Yep.
year before you really double down and make big investments. So, like, right, having
Yep.
that return first before you
Mhm.
invested in it. So, last year, what percentage of your business was coming from this?
42%, 37 closings came specifically from YouTube.
Wow. Like,
And
and you know your
now,
numbers. I love it.
well, and
42%.
let me tell you
Yeah.
this, like this year, 60% of my business, 21 transactions have already come from YouTube.
And we're just, I mean, if you're watching this recording like later, that we're in March. So in the first quarter, 21.
Yeah. We'll
I mean, you're
triple.
already,
Yeah.
you've, yeah, tripled the pace.
Yeah.
So, okay, walk me through
Hmm.
transform the team.
Uh-huh.
Like, right, you want your time. You've got 2 kids, right? An incredible
Hmm.
husband. This has created a lot of financial freedom for your family. But they're getting to know AUBREE. They're trusting AUBREE. So, are you building a lot of team language in there? Because, right, you said your agents get to catch the leads coming from this.
Yes.
When that person's at the house and you're not in town, you're going on a field trip with your daughter, like, and somebody else is going to go there. How do you make that transition seamless for them who are trusting
Yeah.
you and the team that you have in place?
So I think it comes down to the language that you use. It's not just Aubrey. It's us, ours, we, all of that. I talk about it in all of our content that it's when you reach out to our team. I'll even make fun of myself and I'm like, look, you don't want to work with me. I'm really great at making videos and this content, and I know a lot of real estate, but you really want to work with Christy because she's going to help you the absolute best and really look out for you. And that's, I mean, we're continuing to grow and but the transition isn't awful because we've already talked about it. And I've told people, and sometimes I have people on the channel, team members, etc. But I think that's it. Is like it's grown and it's continuing. It's just gaining speed, and we talk about it. It's ours. It's you know integrity. We do the right thing. People over profits. That like these are our core values. It's yes, we make money. Okay, we hold to our business standards, but the people like they're coming to what I think is one of the most awesome places to live in the country, and they like I want them to feel like this. They come in already loving me and loving our team and loving the area. And I want that experience. And through our team members, they have to be on board with that too. And I've had team members who aren't always on board with it. And they're like, it's just another transaction, or they only are here because they like Aubrey. I'm like, no, they're here because they want the same thing that we want, is we want to do things really, really well, like be the best at what we do. And so that's why they're here. So help them do this in the best way possible. And so they go, yep, best decision ever. And help them do that. So our team is continuing to grow and they every so often they come across someone who is like, we just want to talk to Aubrey. And I'm like, that's cool. I'll talk to him, but I'll just be like, here you go.
That's right. Here's the person. Now, I mean, you started first 2 years on a team, and now you're 8 years in, and you're
Yeah.
building it, and you've got an incredible lead funnel. When the AUBREE joins you, right? What's that growth like? What culture are you building so that
Yeah.
that agent who's going to walk in the door and do 40 and want their next opportunity has a platform to continue to grow in your world?
Well, I take this from how I started. As I sat down as a brand new baby agent and said, and I was asked a question, and I kind of look back and I'm like, do I regret saying that? Because I spoke it into existence. But I sat down and I was like, my team leader asked me, he goes, in, what's success look like for you in 2 years or a year? And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, that I've outgrown your system, that I've outgrown your world, that I've outgrown what you can provide for me, and we're growing now together. And I said that, and I kind of look back and I'm like, do I regret it? I'm like, no, because now I wouldn't be where I am today because I tried to grow with them. But that's that's our team, is I want to grow with people. I want to bring people with me. And so when someone new enters our world and decides that they want to link arms with us, it's a link arms. Like, you're coming with me whether you like it or not once you decide to
Like, we're
enter
in
our
this
world.
together.
Here we go. It's we have fun. We smile. If you come into my world and you don't smile, we got a problem. Like, you have to work hard, and that's with people that come into our world. And I've been through a lot of agents on the team, and we've grown it in different directions, and haven't been the best at it all the time. But as any leader I've spoken to, they all go through this, and it goes really, really fast, and some it takes some time. But what I've learned is, like, when people join us, they've got to understand that 20 conversations a day, make connections, help the people. That's it. Like, do it really well, do it to the very best of your ability. And if at any point in time you are not giving your best, then we end up misaligned. And that's it. Like, I just find so many people skate by, or do a bare minimum, or don't actually care about what's happening on the other side. And so our people move mountains for others, and I move mountains for them.
Ah, I love this. Well, you're pouring into other people, you're moving mountains, you're amplifying your community. And that also, you made the decision, I guess, not too long ago, right? Less than 9 months ago, to join a
Yes.
community to pour into you in Empire Circle. And so
Very much.
what drove you to that decision? Like, when you were like, because you're giving a lot to everybody else. And so this
Yeah.
became a place for you to get poured back into and pour back into a different room of women leaders.
Kimber, I think that at some point, all women realize and take a step back that they are the end all be all for everyone else but themselves, and that they fix everything for everyone else, and they are the shoulders where everything else sits. And I had been in the Her Best Life world since it was Amplify, and uh, from the very beginning. But there was always the little naggy in the back of my head, like, you can't do this yet. And last summer, it all started coming to a head because the business is growing. My kids are older. My youngest is 2 years old. And it started out by, I was looking for help at home. I needed to hire a full-time wife. And, Alice from the Brady Bunch.
Yes.
Yeah,
They're game changers.
yeah. And it started with that. And so I was connected with, I forget who told me to talk to Tiffany Fikes, but I talked to Tiffany. And then I sat back and I was like, all of these women are there. And it hit me, sometimes you're going to have to fly to see your friends. And I kind of looked and I was like, none of my friends here locally know what I'm going through. And here we go. Like, I don't know, where am I going to do this? So then I was like, well, I don't really want to, like, I got to do something, because I felt like I was losing myself completely.
Mhm.
And I was so burnt out. And so, yeah, I joined the Empire Circle with Her Best Life, and with other women who understand pretty much every nuanced thing I'm going through, building a team, and dealing with parents, and dealing with husbands, and little kids, and what do you do with all of that? So it was probably one of my best top 3 decisions I made last year.
I love that. What have been some of your biggest growth for you in that season?
Really deciding that it was okay to let other people know that I was not okay. And I've always been a pretty open book person, authentic, whatever you want to call it. But it's so easy as a woman to to do what society tells you and to take a step back and not be who you are. Because, like, let's be real, I live in the buckle belt of the South, of the Bible Belt, and I know, like, how I was raised. Like, women stay at home, women, aren't the breadwinners. They, they're supposed to take care of the kids. They're the one who runs everything everywhere and does all of those things. And I want to love my husband, and I want to honor him, and I want to love my parents. I want to honor them. But there was no one taking care of me. And that caused me to take a step back and to look at that and be like, I'm able to. So I've been on the trips with Empire Circle now. I love traveling. It got me out of the country for the first time ever. Had to get my passport.
Yeah. For winning.
I'm so excited.
And to do it by yourself, right? Like I'm going out of the country by myself.
Like, here we go. Well, and for me, like, the stress level of that was so much less because I don't have to worry about, like, where my kids are and
everybody else's passports. Where you're like, okay, pass them back in.
But it was like, no, Empire Circle has become a place where I'm not afraid to go and say, like, this is breaking and I don't know what to do. Or, yep, I'm so busy, I can't find time to go to the gym. How do you guys do it? Or, like, a big thing for me was my health this year, and able to say, like, how do I even get started? And I think it was Sarah that was actually like, she, and I have it right here in my water bottle.
I know, our influencer.
And it tells me, like, when I need to drink water and how much I need to drink, and tracks it, and I create a game. But it's all that, like, it was just a good place to. Empire Circle is the place where I put the stuff that doesn't get to go anywhere else. I don't have a friend here locally, or some of my other friends, they don't understand that I've been in meetings since 7:30 and 8 o'clock, and I had to get kids ready this morning, and I'll be in meetings until X number of time. The conversations we're having around hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars at times. And then it all kind of rolls into, like, who's picking up the baby from daycare?
What are we having for dinner?
Exactly. But I will say, the hiring of my house manager was probably one of the big thing, part of my top 3 last year, because laundry and making dinner stinks.
Well, and it lets you say yes to you, right? So that you can be, like, own the fact that you're an incredible business owner, right? That you also are an incredible mom and a wife, right? But, like, you're a business owner and you're making business decisions and you're doing really incredible things that are also creating huge opportunities for the people in your world. I think, like, and you're literally handing people the cheat code. Like, here you go. You can do this even faster, right? Get your first lead in 1 month, not 4. Like, take these tips and, like, put them in practice. I love this.
Very much.
So as you look ahead, we're just, like, rounding out Q1. So, like, what's up next? I know you're digging in, doubling down on the video and social media world. What else is next for Aubree Lewis? And I want to make sure people know how they can connect with you.
Yeah. So what's next here is we are very much digging into the media company that just so happens to sell real estate. And so it's not just our YouTube channel, but it's creating and coming soon the brand that is more Greenville. And what is that, and learning, okay, this is where you get your news, this is where you get your developments, like, this is where you get all of the information, and you don't have to turn on that toxic thing called the news. You get to come here and I smile at you. So that's what I'm currently working on, is really creating the media part of our business. And we're going to sell a lot of houses this year, and we're on pace for some really big numbers, looking to double business from last year to this year.
I love that.
Yep.
I love
And
that.
yeah, if people want to find me, they can find me. It's kind of a fun thing. You can just Google my name or Google Greenville, South Carolina, and look for my face. I will show up. So Aubrey Lewis on YouTube, Greenville, South Carolina, YouTube, Google, and then find me on Instagram too. Same way.
Yes, I love it. So if there is a woman who is out there, she's been listening to your incredible story and she's overwhelmed, she's feeling stuck, she's feeling burnt out, like what do you want to say to her? What does she need to know and hear that would help her take the next step?
Um, hmm. I think if I could go back and tell myself a few things as well, but if you are a woman who's like you feel like you're doing it all and spinning your wheels and you're burning out, you need to find the thing that brings you joy in this business. If this is what you do, or any business, to be honest, find the thing that makes you the happiest creating more business, whatever aspect that is, and then go and just what does it look like, not just to double down on it, but to triple down and quadruple down on it without having to take over your life. So I spend I spend 4 hours a week on YouTube. That's it. And so that to me was our triple down, and it works really well. So for the lady who's out there or the man who's wanting a bigger, better life, just pick the thing that makes you really happy and gives you energy, and do that, and do it consistently, and do it as much as you possibly can, and time on task over time, 6-12 months later, your life will look different.
I love it. And your life looks incredible. I can't wait to see the double of your business, the triple of your business. I mean, you are building both a big business and most importantly, a big life. And I'm so glad that we got to have some time together to dig into it more today. So thank you, Aubrey.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.